Hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish-kristyn. Today, it's whip and chatty rant time. What is a whip and chatty rant, you may be asking yourself? WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress, and chatty rant is me chatting and ranting about the goings-on from the past week or so. My whip is a diamond painting, and it is called Wanna Play, and it is by Diamond Painting Fanatics. And this is a little picture of what it's going to look like. It's a cute little fox. As you can see, I am about more than halfway. All of this sparkle is black AB, which is looking really, really cool next to all these like bright and happy colors. I can see why some people may not like black ABs because they don't look black. So if you had, like a dark and moody painting, it might take away from the subject matter. But in this instance, yeah, I think it makes it look super cool. I cannot wait to get to the fox's face. It's like right behind these release papers. I was hoping to try and get that way, but yeah, life. Life, guys. So I actually have two new trays. I have this tiny, adorable little Bella Art Nicole tray that I just got. I just got a diamond painting from them as well. I've never ordered one of their trays, and I had to get this one because the color is called Harvest Gold. And we have a plastic strainer that is this color from Tupperware. If you know, you know. I know a lot of people do. And then I actually got this tray from Catproof, and it is, I think it's called the Long Loaf or something like that. But I like it because it's compact, but it's really long. So if you're a multi-placer, the only thing I'm having a hard time with these two is I'm not used to the little spout thingy being on top, and the openings on these square Tic Tac things. Like, none of my trays work to do these without having to physically pull the lid out, and I don't want to have to do that, so it's a little annoying. I don't think I would use these Tic Tac containers again. Yeah. But I do have one of my pens from Jim's Pen Shop, which I'll name everything in the description box. But I was going to load it up with some of my alien putty, and I thought, well, maybe I should do it on camera in case anyone else is kind of, curious about the alien putty. Of course, I did not find tweezers. Why would I have tweezers? But these scissors are really stabby, so I can use it. So the alien putty is actually a mixture of, what is it? Oh, I just stabbed myself. It is a mixture of like the blue, I think it's like the museum putty, and nano tape. And I really like this in my single placer and my multi-placer. And I feel like once it kind of starts to lose a little bit of its stick, you can just kind of poke at it a little or take it out, flip it around, and it just rejuvenates itself. And once you have it in there, and it is a little stiff, and I am using completely inappropriate tools to do this with, but this is what I do. I do feel like it doesn't come off like putties do, like a lot of the, I don't know. I've never had good luck with the putty, and I don't know if it's just my climate or just how I diamond paint, but I've never been successful with putties staying in my pens and then just not getting all over, and then I always feel like I have to constantly top them off, which again is annoying because you just want to diamond paint. You don't want to be sitting there futzing around with your putty or your wax or your glue dot or whatever. So I definitely feel like once you get it in here, it's good. And then you don't want any excess. So let me try to see. So see how you can see. So because you have excess, and then it's going to go off onto the side of your canvas. So there you go. Then I will use some of this. I won't need this much for the single placer end, that's for sure. And shove it in here. Whoop. Whoopsie daisies. Come on. I should have known this was going to be a struggle. And I keep forgetting to look up if you can reuse the alien putty or rejuvenate it. But I have noticed on my other pen that, you know, I should have probably just used instead of trying to use a new one. If it does get low, just putting a little bit of new putty on top after you've, you know, taken it out and poked at it and stuff seems to do the trick. So you don't have to take out all of the putty, if that makes sense. So I feel like this will last me a very long time, hopefully. And I don't know if it needs to have the plastic around it, but I'm just going to put it around there because that's how it came. And it's got this cute little can. All right, so there is that. So yeah, then the single placer end, I just shove it down with my finger. And if there's like a little bit, I'll just kind of, and we are good to go. And then these release papers are also super new and super adorable. I will have the Etsy shop linked down below. You get 12 release papers for $10. And I mean, look at that, guys. It is as big as my freaking hand. Like, super awesome. Love, love, love. So that is my supplies. What else? Okay, let me get resituated, zoom in, and we will get this party started. Alrighty, ready. So, if I did not say it earlier, I hope everyone is having an amazing day, and if it's not an amazing day, I hope it gets better for you. Yeah, I know this time of year can be a struggle for a lot of people, with it being, you know, dark, with the holidays being over, or just, you know, general life stuff. I get it. So let me know what you are working on or what you're doing if you're, you know, cleaning toilets or something. I do apologize for that. But yeah, I am going to get some diamond painting time in because the last few days I have been not really able to do a lot of, whoops, I'm already dropping my pen, guys. A lot of stuff. It's been a busy few days, I got to tell you. Let's see. So diamond painting wise, let's see. I got my Bella Art diamond kit that I'm going to be doing for Mermaids and Magic in March, and that will be hosted by Crafting with Shay and some other people, and it's supposed to be a very chill, laid-back event. I don't even know if I'm going to like participate, you know, officially or anything. I just, because once I try to commit to something officially, that's when I like start to rebel, and then I'm like, I am not following your rules. I don't want to work on this painting anymore. So I don't know. We will see how the month progresses, I guess. Let's see, and then I ordered, let's see, I got these trays, and I actually placed another order for a different kind of tray, and I'm really excited because it has like a, what is it called? Like a lid spout. And I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. I like the sound of that because I'm a spiller when I'm pouring them back into my containers. I'm a mess, as you all know. So yeah, so I did that, and a little behind the scenes work has been going on. I am working on a new logo. When I first decided to do YouTube, I didn't really know what I wanted or anything, and so, you know, I just kind of found someone on Etsy, and I'm like, you know, this is what I think I want, and I wasn't really, how do I say it? I don't feel like I really felt like I could question or ask, like, you know, could you maybe not do that? Or could we have this instead? Or, you know, I felt like you only got a certain amount of revisions. And so while I like my logo, it's actually off center with the text and the circle. So no matter how you have it in a circle, it's not even on the sides, which just drives me insane. And I know I could have like contacted the seller, but I was like, so I have a new logo almost done. I am not designing it myself. I have the ideas, and I have been picky. And I feel kind of bad, but at the same time, you know, it's like, no, I want to make sure it's what I want. So that will be revealed soon, but don't worry. It's the same Sassy Pants content, just a, you know, just a different logo. And I realized I do have some newer subscribers, and so I figured maybe I should, you know, say a little bit about myself since it's been a while. So I am Kristen, obviously, and I live in Washington State, and I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 kids, my husband and my mom, and we all live in the same house, and my mom has her own little, what do you call it, mother-in-law suite in the basement. And so, yeah, I am definitely busy during the day. That's for sure. I figured when my kids were, you know, in school full time, it'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have all this time. Nope. Nope, nope, nopey nope. Just this month alone, we've had so many things like come up and just curveballs, and I'm like, this is the exact reason why I don't have a job, because I would have had to take so much time off that it's like, I don't even know if I would have been able to keep a job with all the just obstacles that keep popping up. And my husband and son were sick. God, it wasn't last week, it was the week before with the flu, and they still don't feel good. It's been 2 weeks and they both are still coughing. Oops, I didn't bring a trash tray. I'll just put those to the side. They're both still coughing and hacking, and it's just, ugh, it sounds disgusting. And I don't know how I didn't get it, because I was up in everybody's faces and, you know, bringing them stuff, and especially when you have a sick kid, that's just, ugh, the worst, because, yeah. Like, you can't fix it for them, which is the worst, because as a parent, you know, you don't want your kids to suffer. If I could have taken on some of the flu symptoms, then I would have, but I stayed healthy, which I don't understand how that even happened. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss any K's. Oh, I did. There's some right there. My cats have the zoomies. I'm really hoping they behave. I can hear the recliner going lunk, 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 lunk. Yeah, so these containers are not, I don't know. And if I had to tape them, keep them, you know, on so they wouldn't spill all over, then I wouldn't be able to open the container to put the, like, every time I needed to put the drills back in. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm like, have that container all super weird next to me. Awkward. And I totally should have taped up the sides of this canvas, because there is fuzz and hair all over it, but I did not. So, oops. And I will say that the drills in this canvas have been really nice. The only trouble I've had is with the black ABs. Those have had a lot of curved bottoms. But other than that, everything has been very good. The canvas is sticky enough. I haven't had any non-sticky spots, and I think Diamond Painting Fanatics is UK, so if you are UK, I would highly recommend. And these are squares, and I know square diamond paintings are harder to, you know, perfect than circles, but I have been very, very pleased. I would definitely order again. I have one more, actually, so I mean, that doesn't stop me from reordering from a company, even if I already have one, but still. I should really be more responsible, but when I get stressed or anxious, then that's when things get ordered. So I've definitely ordered a few things this last week, so oops, sorry. Sorry. What else? I am actually going to, I think I'm ready to pull out the second panel for Geode. and start work on that. And since I did start and finish the first panel on camera, I felt like it's only fitting that I also record that. So I will bring you guys along for the ride. And if you are new, that is my cross-stitch conversion project. I finished the first panel out of 3 before Christmas, and I have not worked on it since then. I had a different conversion project started. I'm taking a little pause from that one, and I'm not sure when I'm going to work on that one. I don't know. I am just not feeling it, and life is too short to work on things that are not bringing you joy. And since it's not like a gift, I mean, if it was a gift for somebody, you know, and I needed a push for it, that'd be one thing, but it's not a gift for anybody. So I will just wait until it feels like the right time to pull it out. Okay, let's see. Let's do the hashtag pound sign. Pound sign, not hashtag. Oh, my soda is not cold because my son keeps taking my Dr. Peppers out of the fridge and he drinks them, but then he doesn't replace them. I told him, I said, I don't care if you drink one, but just don't be leaving me with like a bunch of warm soda because I can't drink it warm. And so he replaced it, but I had bought some, our Safeway didn't have the Dr. Pepper Zero that I like. So I had to buy some different kind of Dr. Pepper-ish flavors. And they had Dr. Pepper Zero, and it was cream soda. And I was like, oh, maybe it's okay. Yeah, no, I do not like it. And so he took my good Dr. Pepper Zero out, and he replaced it with one of the cream soda ones. And I'm like, oh, hell no, that is not an adequate trade. Absolutely not. Okay, I am struggling with that little area because it's right on the dip in my table. Even though I have a mat down, I can still feel where the table butt crack is. So rather than drink the cream soda one, I'm like, well, I guess I will be drinking one that's kind of lukewarm. But you know what? If that is the worst thing that happens to me today, then I am just fine with that. Because this week has been so busy. So busy. We had lots of appointments this week. See, my mom had an appointment on Tuesday at the hospital. She had to have an EKG done, and this appointment has taken probably we went to the doctor originally. It took almost 3 months to get this appointment out. And it was like, okay, great. Well, then we get there and they're like, well, she also needs this other test. There's a request for that. And I'm like, what? Well, we had gone to urgent care and apparently they had put in a request for another test that nobody ever looked at the request again. And they're like, well, we can do it while you're here. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I'm like, it literally took us 3 months to get in to do this 10-minute test, but you can fit in this 30-minute test, no problem. I'm like, that makes no sense. But then it saves me from having to go back to the hospital, so I'm all over that because the hospital is a mess. So we left. Her appointment was at 11, and they're like, they want you to check in 15 minutes early, which I totally get. And so we left here at a little after 10. It only takes 15 minutes to get there. It's not far. And so we're driving and I'm like, okay, well, this is, here's the parking garage listings. They say to park in. Yeah, no. There's an underground garage under the main entrance area. And then there's this big old parking area that they're like, if you're disabled, if you have a disability permit or, something you can park in, I think it's parking lot A or something. And I was like, oh, okay, good. Because, she has a hard time walking long distances. And so I'm like, well, great. Yeah, no, it's a giant parking area. I mean, it is not small. and there is no parking at all. And there are people just circling like vultures, you know, waiting for a parking spot. And I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. So then I go to another parking garage. And I was just sitting there thinking, well, you know, I can push her in the little wheelchair that we have. Or, you know, I'm like, well, you know, maybe I'll just have to drop her off at the entrance and then I'll meet her back there. So we drive through this other parking garage. It's still kind of close. No parking. I'm like, seriously, how far am I going to have to park? So finally, I was just, it's getting a little sweary. So I dropped her off at the main entrance in her little travel wheelchair. I mean, she can walk. It's not like she can't walk, but she just can't walk long distances. So I pushed her in, or I had her go in. I'm like, just sit over there. I will come find you. I had to park in like the complete opposite end of this stupid hotel, hospital. And I was so annoyed because it's so difficult to find parking, and there's all these, you know, reserved parking spots. There's reserved for, you know, the infusion care, which again, I get. There's reserved for, you know, the OB doctors. There's reserved for new mothers. There's reserved for the handicap. Then there's all these electric vehicle charging station spots. And I'm like, well, yeah, they could maybe go somewhere else. But so I finally found a parking spot in this parking garage that's just a ridiculous amount of distance away. And so I'm like, okay, I am literally going to have to walk for probably close to 5 to 10 minutes to get back to the main entrance. And I felt so bad because there was this like older lady, you know, and she, you know, she wasn't like, I didn't have a cane or anything, but so she was in the same parking garage as me. And she's like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be going. And I was like, I know I'm going to the main entrance if you want to walk with me. And she's like, I think I'm in that building over there, but I really don't know, you know, because nothing is labeled. Like, or, you know, there's not a lot of signage that explains where things are. And so I'm walking, it's like walking up a hill, no sidewalks. I'm just like fuming because I'm so frustrated. I mean, and it's not even the factor that I have to walk. Like, I feel incredibly privileged that I don't have any health conditions or limitations that make it so I can't walk from the parking garage. But I'm more fuming about the factor of like the people who can't. Or, I mean, like, what about, the elderly person who maybe doesn't have someone who can drive them to the hospital, drop them off and park the car and then come and find them. I mean, if my mom would have had to driven herself to that hospital and go to that doctor, she wouldn't have been able to make it to her appointment because she wouldn't have been able to walk from that parking garage all the way there. And yes, they have handicap parking, but there's no spots. And so I was asking the lady who was doing one of the tests, and I was like, how many people just don't show up because they can't find parking? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, your parking lot's a joke. I mean, if she would have had to come alone, she wouldn't have been able to make it into the building. And she's like, well, you have to remember that, when this hospital was built, the area wasn't as built up. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but you're still scheduling a lot of people to come into this hospital and have tests and stuff. So, I mean, it's kind of irresponsible that you don't have adequate parking for the services that you are providing. You're over providing. It's like when, you hear on the loudspeaker at the airport how the plane is overbooked. And if anybody wants to, give up their seat, they can hop on the next plane with a voucher or whatever. It's like, so, I mean, I don't know. And I don't work in healthcare. So again, I guess it's technically not their problem, but I was like, I hope I never have to have like extensive testing done at this hospital and have to figure out like how I'm going to get to my car. Well, then, so we were leaving. Oh my gosh, this is like so bad. And they're like, well, if you're parked in this parking garage or this parking garage, you can just go this way. And I was like, yeah, you don't have any labels like on the walls barely. So I don't really trust that. And she's like, oh, it's super easy. And I was like, well, but I don't even really know which parking garage I'm in. I said, I'm way over there in like C or D. And she's like, you just keep going under this. And like, there's basically like a little tunnel that'll take you underground all these buildings, which I didn't even know about. And so she's like, you just keep going and, you follow the signs. And I'm like, okay. So we start following the signs, and then we get to a point where there are no signs. And there's like a coffee stand and like a giant like tree in the middle of the building and like some fancy stairs. And I'm like, where the hell do we go now? And I'm like looking around, and there's no signs. And I'm like, oh God, because I don't want to turn around and go all the way back. So finally some lady was like, who worked there, she's like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out how the hell to get out of this place. I'm like, I think I'm in parking, garage C or D. And she's like, oh, you have to go over the sky bridge. And I'm like, where's the sky bridge? And she goes, oh, it's just around the corner. And I was like, a sign or a label on the wall might be helpful. Just, I'm just saying. So we go over the sky bridge. We get into this parking garage. And I realized that, no, that is not the parking garage my car is in. And it's like, I don't know, it almost looked like it was like maintenance-y, right? Like it was all dark and dreary and dank. And I mean, if someone was going to pop up and murder us, it was going to be in that parking garage. And so I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, we need to go one parking garage over, but how do I get to that other parking garage? So finally, like I weaved through some cars and, said a quick prayer to baby Jesus that we're not going to get murdered and thrown in a dumpster. And finally we found the right parking garage. And then I'm sitting there going, oh my God, what floor did I park on? Because I was so angry and frustrated when I parked my car that I didn't really pay attention to that. And I'm like, okay, it says there's 9 levels. I'm like, I don't think I parked on level 9. And so I thought I parked on level 6. No. As soon as the doors on the elevator opened, I'm like, no, this isn't it. So we had to get back and wait for the next elevator because, of course, the elevator left. And I was on level 5. But I was kind of like on the middle part in the ramp. So you still kind of have to walk up a ramp. And yeah, so I was pushing the little wheelchair. And luckily my mom is not a big person. So, I mean, it's like pushing nothing. She's like, I can get out and walk. And I'm like, the hell you are. You stay in that chair. We're getting out of this place. Like, nope, you're not slowing me down, lady. Stay in your chair. So we found my car. It was right there. And of course I had backed into the spot because I wanted to make sure I could get out of the building in a timely manner because I thought I was going to be picking my mom back up at the main entrance. So I couldn't get the wheelchair into the back of the car because my car was literally against the, like they have those, I don't know, it's not a fence, but it's like the fence made out of wire, so you don't drive down onto the level below. So I was trying to shove it into the back seat and I was like, I'm done. We need to leave. So, yay! We get to go back in 3 weeks and talk to the doctor about our results. I'm like, oh God. Like, at least this time, I'm not even going to look around for parking. I'm just going to go park in the far lot and just call it good. Because, yeah, there's no reason for me to be trying to drive around these other parking garages. Well, and then, like, sometimes, parking garages, you end up in, like, a dead end. And then you're like, oh, crap. How do I get out of here? And you have to try to reverse, and then somebody comes behind you, and no. And my car is not the smallest car either, which does not help in a parking garage. You basically feel like you're got a target on your back. So yeah, that was my Tuesday. That was my Tuesday. And then yesterday she had a dentist appointment, and the area her dentist is in, it's not a bad area. It's like near a mall and a bunch of shopping. But her cousin had told her, because they go to the same dentist, that the last time she was there was somebody in the parking lot and he was exposing himself to people. And he was just kind of out in the parking lot, twiddling his Franken beans for the world to see. So naturally, I was on alert because, as interesting as that might be, I want to make sure I can get out of a situation if I'm in one. So I actually stopped at I dropped her off, and then I went to Michael's because there's a Michael's there because I wanted to see if they have those, what do they call them? They have like a Paint Gem Mini kind of thing now with their Make Market brand with round diamonds. Yeah, they'd had like no ones that I was remotely interested in. So I wanted to see, and I saw them and I was like, nah, I'm good. But they did have some online that actually looked like they could be cute to do. But the ones they had, they were like there was like an ocean animal one, and the animals, like one of the octopuses, his legs were so skinny. I'm like, this is not worth it. There's barely any diamonds on this thing. So I came back and I was sitting in my car waiting, and I purposely left my car running with the doors locked, just, you know, just in case. And there were a few people who wandered through the parking lot that I was kind of like, I'm just going to be on alert. But nothing nefarious happened. Nothing interesting happened. I didn't have to pull out my phone and, you know, record any shenanigans. So that's always good. And it's never like, you know, somebody like really, you know, handsome and good looking that's exposing themselves, you know? It's not like, you know, Jason Momoa's like out in the parking lot, like with his Aquaman bod, like dancing around. So, yeah. So I may have avoided some unpleasantness. I am actually like, so I did not think I would like the color of this tray after I got it. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I buy a yellow tray? But it's actually not bad. I do better with light colored, like, or bright colored trays than I do dark. Like, I don't think I could do a black tray. I think I have one that I first started diamond painting. It was what do you call it? It was like one of those that kind of changes colors a little bit, but it was like dark purple and like teal and green, and I could barely see the drills in it. So yeah, and it was really, it was big and bulky to hold. So it just sits on my little work area, and I have a few random like supplies just kind of chilling in it. Oops, that one right there. Don't be spilling. Come on. There's that. Let's see, what else has gone on? Oh, yes. So if anyone else, like, you know, does YouTube or social media or, you know, whatever, like, how do you get music? Like, I know that there's, you know, like, free music you can use, like, you know, like on TikTok or whatever, but I don't want music that other people are using for their, like, YouTube intros, you know, and I don't really want to pay for a subscription, because some of them are like, yeah, it's like, you know, 10-12 bucks a month, but I mean, if I'm literally going to be using like a 5-second music clip, I don't feel like that's worth it. I mean, if I can just, like, I don't know, pay someone to make me a music clip, then, like, how do you even go about doing that? I don't even know what the wording is for that. So, if anybody knows, please let me know. I mean, I do a decent job, like, with making thumbnails and Canva and all that. And I use the free version of Canva, even though I would like to have the better one, but I can't justify the $12 a month, because I'm like, no, I mean, I'm not making money doing this. I'm spending probably more money doing the YouTube channel because, like, I get excited and I'm like, oh, I want to show people these things. So yeah, I probably would not have as many diamond paintings and diamond painting accessories if I wasn't doing this, which I'm not complaining about. Like, you know, I mean, I'm a crafter, so of course I like purchasing things. Twist my arm. But yeah, I mean, because, like, I have, you know, like, I have affiliate links for, you know, like, Calming Canvas designs, and then I do have some Amazon links below to, like, some of my favorite, like, you know, diamond painting stuff that can be purchased on Amazon. But, like, if I look at, like, how much money I've made off of anything like that versus how much I've spent, yeah, it's nowhere near. It is nowhere near the same level by any means. And that's fine. I'm not doing it to make money. So this is my AB pen. It is just a, whoa, I didn't realize how zoomed up that is. It's just like a regular pen. And I have glue dots in the single and multi-placer tip. And they are glue dots that I put in there and used them on regular diamonds, used them, got them like, you know, super kind of like sticky, and then, you know, used them on the ABs, and like, I don't know if you can tell. No, why is it not gonna zoom? So you can see the tip, but I mean, it's got some AB coating on it, but it's been used so much that it doesn't take the AB coating off of the diamonds that I'm trying to put down. So that is my way to do ABs. Because I've tried so many other things, and like I've tried I've tried the beeswax, I've tried, you know, like the pink putty that comes with the kits. I tried the clear crystal quake hold putty. Yeah, no, nothing ever works. I mean, and I love the look of the ABs, but especially when you have to put a bunch of ABs down, like all these black ABs. Ugh. I gotta space them out, otherwise they make me want to cry. I think that's all the number 3. I think. Let's see. Oh, and I did watch something that I can't think of what her name is. The lady who's in charge of diamond painting Fanatics, she did mention that they're using a new supplier now from when I purchased my kit, and the sticker sheets are now cut. So that is fantastic. I mean, I'm fine with cutting my own sticker sheets, honestly. Like, the fact that you just include a sticker sheet, and if I have to cut it, like, I'm totally fine with that. I don't like it when I have to try to make my own sticker sheets, because that's just one extra step. And nobody got time for that when you could be diamond painting instead. Right? All right. So we're going to work on number 8 now. All right, where am I going? Yes. Oh, I missed an H. I knew I would. It's fine. It's fine, guys. Oops, I'm sliding ever so slightly. So what? Okay, so I'm curious because, like, again, I hate the fact that I'm gonna sound all judgmental. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but like, so the new Diamond Art Club kits, right? The little ones, the little diamonds, are those made for kids or are they made for adults? Because the way that the box looks with like the logo looking all cartoony and like in pastel colors, it makes me feel like they're trying to market it to children. But like the picture choices that they've chosen make me very confused about that, because I mean, and I don't know, maybe is Scooby-Doo like popular with little kids again, or like the Flintstones, or I mean, I don't know, I guess maybe Snoopy is, or like the Warner Brothers, like Looney Tunes, are those popular with children? Because I feel like those are more adult things, like, you know, more like nostalgia things for adults. And I could be wrong. But I do love the concept of the small diamond paintings, because not everybody wants to work on a painting that's like 90 something centimeters by 70 something. I mean, good God. Like I have a ton of big ones, and I honestly have not wanted to work on any of them because I'm like, that's going to take me forever. So I love the concept, but I just feel like, I don't know, for me, and it's so much color blocking, no freaking way. Absolutely not. Because I can't put them down straight anyways, and I think they're all rounds. I don't know. Again, I didn't look into them because I was like, I saw all the images and I'm like, no. And then there was, then they had the Harry Potter and the Christmas Story. And I'm like, I don't, like, none of those speak to me, you know? I don't know. So what do you guys think? Are they marketed towards children? I mean, and plus they're like $25, and I'm like, I would not be buying my kid a $25 diamond painting. I mean, maybe I guess if they loved it, but that would not be something I would spend $25 on to see if they wanted to diamond paint, because that's a big investment for some people, you know? I mean, and maybe some people, they don't care, but I mean, I know not everybody has unlimited diamond painting funds, or you actually, you know, need to be strategic and, you know, about what you're purchasing. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which color. I'm trying to do my whole like kind of squint and see what color jumps out at me the most, but the reflection and my glasses are apparently really dirty, so that's not working for me. And okay, let's get Mr. Excuse me. I had to take a sip of my warm soda. So yes, it's finals week this week, and having the flu was not good. And so we were behind. And when I say we, I mean, you know, I'm obviously not the one behind, but my son was. Yeah, it's not good to have the flu, you know, a week or two before finals, and, you know, so there was a lot of missing assignments, and it was a little stressful, and I'm the kind of, you know, person who, if you're stressed, I'm going to feel stressed too. I'm going to take it on as my own personal stress, even though technically it's not my stress. And so, especially when, you know, one of my kids is stressed, then I feel the stress as well. And so he was pretty freaked out, and it's so hard because I know he doesn't feel good still. Like, he's literally like passing out on the couch, and like, ugh. So yeah, it's just, ugh. It's hard when your kids are not feeling good, or they're, you know, overwhelmed. And so, but I am so thankful for teachers who are willing to, you know, work with kids and, you know, let's come up with a plan, you know, like, if you do these things, you know, I'm willing to, you know, excuse these things. And so I really appreciate it. And I don't know if my son realizes how lucky he is. Because, yeah. You know, and I don't know if that's just because we're at a, you know, a smaller private school, or, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's public school teachers that would also, you know, be willing to work, you know, with the kids and to help them get where they, you know, need to be, or like, I'll give you a little bit of extra time. And so I appreciate all of you teachers out there. You all are freaking amazing, because I could not do it. I could not. All right, let's see. Although this orange is a little hard to see in this yellow tray, but it's all right. We're getting it done. We're getting it done. So I am hoping when I get my new little logo thing, I do have some special little things potentially planned. I'm hoping. I'm trying. It's so hard because, like, it sounds really dumb, but, like, I do not know how to mail things to other countries. Like, I've never done it, ever. So, like, the thought of, like, trying to mail things to other places, it kind of makes me feel a little anxious. I'm sure once I learned how to do it, and, you know, it'd be fine. But, you know, I got that overthinker mindset of, this is going to be a disaster and everything's going to burst into flames, so don't try. Come on, get out of there. So I was filming one of my art dot videos, and then I got a call from the school and I had to stop and then go pick up a child. So I got halfway through an art dot video, and then I had to pick everything up because cats. And I'm like sitting there going, oh my gosh, I have to finish that still. I mean, I still have a few more to do, and I'm just over the project, guys. I'm over the putting of the drills away, but I have to, because if I don't, then they're just going to be sitting in my office taunting me. Oh, but I also have I still need to film oh my gosh, there was a piece of putty, and I just looked at it while I put that on there. Kitting down post review of Harold the Fancy Goldfish. Again, it's just literally just sitting there staring at me. But it's been a month. I should know better than to try to, like, you know, do important things in the month of January. But then but it's hard, because then if I think like that, then I'm just gonna, what if I'm just projecting the negativity onto the world and onto my existence? But yeah, I know it's hard for a lot of people. But we all can do hard things, guys. We're all going to get through it, I promise. It might not be fun, but we're going to do it. Yes, we are. So who enjoys the sports ball? And by sports ball, I mean any sports that involves balls or non-balls. That's what I just call all sports, because we're really not a sports family. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try to have maybe an extra whip or something on Super Bowl Sunday, you know, just in case you're not one of those people that enjoys watching football played for like 5 seconds at a time in between commercials. No judgment either way. I don't understand it. I don't follow it. So I am not a sports ball fan. So I will probably be diamond painting. So I'm thinking of doing an extra video. I mean, and obviously you don't have to watch it on Sports Ball Sunday. You can watch it anytime after the fact, if you do enjoy it. But yep. It's always a great day to like go to the mall, or we've gone to IKEA, I think a few times over the years on Super Bowl Sunday. Great time, because it's not very busy. Of course, if you want like actual service, yeah, you're probably not gonna, you know, get a lot of help. But still, if you don't like crowds, you don't want to go to the grocery store though before the game starts. Once the game starts, you're probably okay. You're just gonna get the last minute people who like ran out of barbecue sauce or something like that. I remember working at Safeway and as a teenager, and it was like I remember I had to work Thanksgiving Day a few times, and it would be so busy in the morning, and then around, I don't know, 2, it would just be dead. I mean, there'd be nobody coming in the store except for like the lone person who, you know, is like buying flowers for grandma or something like that. So same with like Super Bowl Sunday and that kind of stuff. So it wasn't like, if you didn't like, weren't mad that you had to work, it was actually a decent time to work, because it definitely was not overly busy and stressful. All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at that. Yellow on yellow. Whew. That's interesting. But I can still see them. I can see them. It's okay. And my drills are not the straightest. I know they're not. I'm usually on my easel, and it's easier to film on my dining room table, but then I'm not the straightest drill placer, but I'm not really the straightest on my easel either. All right. Nobody's probably even watching what I'm doing. You only look up when I start screaming and yelling or spill. So I actually, because I've been working on so many squares, I mean, and I usually just work on squares. I was actually sitting there thinking the other day, because I was just overwhelmed, and like, this is like, even just this seemed overwhelming. I'm like, maybe I should get up a round, which that thinking does not happen very often. But then I got into the paralysis of, oh, I don't have that many rounds. Like, which round would I do? And there was one. I have one of the, you know, the strawberry shortcake ones. And that one is really tempting. But the whole background is all color blocking, and ooh, I am not good at color blocking rounds. Well, I'm not good at color blocking anyways, but rounds especially. And I was like, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. Like, I don't think that sounds relaxing. But then, you know, because then, you know, you sit there and you are just thinking as you're doing other things. And I was thinking, what if I cut out the character shape, right? Like, because it's basically just strawberry shortcake and her cat. Like, what if I, you know, cut her out and like maybe left like, you know, 2 or 3, you know, blue drills all around on the outside for the color blocking. But like I made her, you know, like a shape instead of just, you know, a big old diamond painting with a ton of color blocking. Then it would be like, she'd just be like a cut out shape. And I know some people will be like, oh my God, you can't cut a diamond art club up. It's like, yeah, I can. It's my diamond painting. I can do whatever I want with it. Because I don't want to color block all that light blue. But I thought it could be kind of cool. Because then she would be cut out and like you could mount her on, you know, foam board or something like that. And then instead of, you know, just like, it would take up less room on the wall too if you decided you want to, you know, hang her up. Or I could just do the diamond painting and just not color block the edges. I don't know. I remember when I opened it, I was like, this thing is huge and there is so much color blocking. Like so much. So I want to do her just for the image, but I don't want all that blue. And same thing with the other strawberry shortcake one I did. It's like the background was so much color blocking, and I'm like, they could have done something. You know, I know they want the characters to stand out, but you can have the characters stand out and not make the background just like a boring old, like boringness. Yeah, I had good intentions with that, and that did not go. So, oh, and I didn't even mention my Band-Aid. Ugh. We went to Costco today, which Costco on a Friday is never the smart idea, but guys, I haven't been making smart decisions this week. So, and I brought my husband with me, so, you know, if anybody messed with me, I'd just sick him on him. And we got home, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put the pasta away, put this away, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know if a cardboard box, like, it was just trying to kill me or something. So I barely ran my hand down the side of the box, and there must have been just a sharp, jabby corner or something, because it sliced my finger open. I was like, what the heck? Like, this is why I don't clean and put stuff away, because when I do, things try to hurt me. And I don't appreciate that. But we only spent $230, which is, for Costco, is not bad, I gotta say. I mean, but I also did not roam the store. I did not go into the clothing section. As hard as that was. Because I really don't need any more comfy pants or sweatshirts. Because that's usually what I buy when I go to Costco. Is comfy pants and sweatshirts. They are my favorites. And there were no samples out because we went right when they open, which is also good because I'm the person who thinks like I need to buy the sample food item because I took the sample food from the person. I realize it's not like a law, you don't have to, but I feel like because I willingly took the sample and ate it, that I should buy it. Silly, I know, but I always feel bad. I know some people don't feel bad. I mean, and I'm sure that the people who are working the sample table don't care, you know? I don't know if they get paid per unit they sell. Probably not. Go in there. Let's see. But I did read an article this morning, which I thought was really interesting because people are trying, I don't know if it was just Washington or if it was like nationwide. I don't remember. Oh, there's a little yellow. It said that people, like 10 people are joined together and they're trying to sue Dunkin' Donuts because they charge people more for milk alternatives. Because they said, you know, this group of people, they have, you know, milk allergies, lactose intolerant, etc., and the way that the law is worded is that, you know, you can't discriminate against, you know, people based on disabilities. And it was saying that being allergic to something or, you know, having an intolerance is technically a disability. And so charging people more because of a disability is they're breaking the law, basically. Which I found super interesting because, I mean, I can, technically, yes, I can drink milk. It's not pleasant for me, but I can, and I can eat like cheese and some other stuff, but just straight up milk, no, it's not a good thing. So I find it really interesting because I've always been a little annoyed at the fact that if I go somewhere, I have to pay, you know, like $75, you know, whatever, like more for, you know, a little bit of non-cow milk. I'm kind of interested to see how that turns out because, I mean, not that I think that these people deserve, you know, $5 million. No. But still. And it said that Starbucks, even like in other countries, has phased out the charging people more for the milk alternatives, but they still do it in the US. So I'm like, well, that just seems typical. Always got to pay more. It's like we don't, like they have, like, I mean, I know different countries and stuff, they have different, what is it, like rules and laws for food safety or, you know, food colorants or those kinds of things, or like sweeteners and like artificial sugars or, you know, corn syrup and all those things, like, but it does seem like the EU has better laws in place to maybe protect consumers from, you know, potentially harmful chemicals and stuff in their food. So yeah, so they get to have almond milk for free, but I gotta pay $1 extra. It seems a little shady to me, but and that's another reason why I don't like going to Starbucks or any of those places, because number one, like half the time they don't even make my drink right, and it's freaking expensive. I mean, I can get a container of Coffee Mate creamer in the peppermint mocha flavor, and I can probably make, crap, I don't know, 20 peppermint mochas for the same price as half of a Starbucks peppermint mocha. And I'm like, yep. And then I don't have to go to Starbucks and stand in line or go through a drive-through and feel like I have to tip. Because seriously, tipping culture is just freaking ridiculous. It's like, you want to, like, people need to be tipped for everything nowadays, and it's just like, no, I'm not going to tip you. Nope. It's like, you're literally standing there and that's like your job. Like, I can understand if like somebody goes above and beyond and goes out of their way to help you, but when you're just literally standing there taking my order and then like I'm supposed to tip you for taking my order and then I have to stand there and wait for my food, like, no, I don't think so. Nope. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can finish up these cute little teas. So I am well, I mean, yeah, I shouldn't say I'm so close. I keep telling myself I'm so close to finishing because I really want to finish something else, because I still have my layers of Ocean Magic that I'm working on, but I can only work on one row at a time on that, and then I got to work on something else because it's turning out amazing, but I can only focus on that level of confetti for so long before my brain then just kind of tells me, like, no, you don't really want to diamond paint right now, do you? And I don't want to think like that. So, and I'm trying to finish this before I start on, or put any drills down on the other painting I kitted up this week? I don't even know. Well, technically I kitted it up last week, but the video went out this week, I think, so that does have a little bit more color blocking, but there is still quite a bit of confetti in it. But I don't really have a lot of overly color blocked canvases. Well, I mean, Strawberry Shortcake one technically, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to resist. Okay, I can't see. Oh, that one had a little nubbin on it. Get out of there. Get out of there. But still. Oh, hear the mail lady. Nice. Oh my gosh, I'm sliding all over the place. So yeah, so next week, I'm not sure which canvas I will be working on. We'll just kind of play that by ear. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit to make it a little more exciting for me, for you, for all of mankind. I may try the one I just kitted up, the reindeer one. We will see. Because I could potentially, well, probably can't finish that this weekend. Realistically, we got some math homework to go over, so I don't know about that. I always think I'm going to get way more, like, crafting done than I really do. Okay, do I have one with 4? Okay, there we go. I'm going to tip that over. Okay, that is not working. Come on. Get it together. Get it together. All right, so yes, so stay tuned because I will have a new logo reveal along with some other tidbits. And I will probably go over those things in a whip and chatty rant instead of an unboxing or, you know, whatever's. And I do want to start working on my cross-stitch conversion canvas again as well. So I'm hoping to start those whips back up. And I am working on a video that's taking a little bit more work, probably the most effort I've put into a video, about cross-stitch conversions and how to, you know, how to maybe get started. Like, you know, how do you find a pattern? You know, if you're looking at a pattern, what does this stuff mean? Or what stuff is important to look at? Or, you know, how do you get a blank canvas? How do you do this? So I am working on that. But it's a lot of information. It's not just me sitting here like rambling. It's because I want to make sure I cover all the information because I know I'm going to forget something. I know I will. So I'm just trying to sit there and go, okay, what all, possibly everything that you could possibly think of and more. So if you have any specific questions, if you're still here, you know, yeah, write them down below. But I'm hoping to cover as much as I can to have like a resource. So if people are looking to do conversions that, you know, because it's hard if you don't know what to do or if you like don't know where to start. And I totally get it because I was there at once too, guys. So, all right, I am going to leave you guys here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I always forget to say this until the very last, but thank you. I appreciate it. And if you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things. I very, very much appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys.